What up everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am going to be installing wheels and tires today. So I'm heading over to Discount Tire here in a little bit. Gonna load up the SUV and then we're gonna head out. So stay tuned. So just to give you guys an idea, I was able to fit all four wheels in there and the tires. So there's plenty of room if you're wondering how big the Taos is. Just pulled in. Waiting for a spot to open up in the bay right now, and I also realized that this video is going to be a little bit shorter. Just because of that, I think I'm going to go ahead and roll in on the same video the install of the base camp kit. So stay tuned, don't go anywhere. All right, I'm back at the house, and while I was at Discount Tire, I was just thinking in my head that I may reserve the install of the body kit, the base camp kit, for a different day, since it looks like it's going to be a little bit more work. So I'm just going to go ahead and install the roof rack instead. So let me show you what it looks like. Nothing too crazy. So this is the crossbar system that I'll be installing. And right over here, that's the Thule roof rack. There's a hole in the box. Hopefully everything's okay, but that's how I got it from the dealership. So we'll see. I'll open it up in a little bit. Now, if you need the part numbers, I will put it in the bottom of the description, and hopefully I should have a link for that as well, but at least I'll give you the part numbers. So these are the contents of the kit. You get the 2 bars, and you get a weather strip right there. It does split in half. They're going to be for the middle on the slots of those rails. And then that package there is going to be your 2 keys to lock this, open up and lock it down. So let's go ahead and put this on the car. But they first recommend that you clean everything. What I mean by everything is you're going to start cleaning this whole rail, and with alcohol, or in my case, I'm using Rapid Prep, and I've got these gloves so I don't get oil on it. Then I'm going to do the other side, and I'll show you what else you need to clean on the actual rails themselves. Okay, you're going to take that key, and you can insert it here, and then you're going to turn left. So lefty-loosey. This slides outward, and then you can tilt it up, and then that leaves this area exposed. So that's how you're able to pull this bracket back. Now, one thing I do want to show you is underneath, these are the contact points to the rail. What you want to do is clean that off before it makes contact with the rails on the car. Okay, for this part, you are going to want to take the crossbar off and install these, individually. So it is going to be very loose up here. And then you can just put it on and we'll start lining it up. But the reason why is once the crossbar goes on here, this locks it in place. So there's no flexibility in this area. Another thing to take note of is on the crossbeam, there is an arrow that shows you the driving direction so you don't mess this up. Okay, I'm a moron. So go ahead and put the bar back in normally, and realized this just slides slowly down. So don't make the same mistake that I did. Be a genius, not be like me. Now that that's on there, let's go ahead and slide it around. I didn't clamp these yet, so the reason why I did that is because I want to adjust and make sure that I have the right amount of space on each side. Then I'm going to do the same thing for the rear, and then I'll measure out what the roof rack will look like. The best thing to do is to open up the trunk, and once that's open, you want to make sure that the roof rack does not hit it. Okay, that's it. Both of them are semi-installed. With this portion, you want to move it up closer. It does tend to taper down towards the end. Now, as I mentioned before, I have that up, so that way when the roof rack gets settled in, it doesn't hit it when that opens up. So let's go ahead and take a look at the roof rack. Whoa, I was not expecting all of this. Let me go ahead and take everything apart. and go from there. At least I have instructions with this one. The other one was not the greatest, so I'm glad I made the video to show all of you how to do that. But let's take a look at this real quick. It has pictures. I like pictures. It's all pictures. That's even better for me. Wait, let me see. One more? One more? Ah! Yes, all pictures. Okay, well, thank you, Thule. You are truly something special. This box is literally what it says. Why? Why, Thule? Why? That is everything unpackaged. And the bags are still the smaller bits and pieces and parts to put this together. So I'll walk you through. And in my time, it's going to take me forever because I have to read the damn manual. But I'm going to translate that so you don't have to. This next part, you're going to take those end caps and twist them off of the of each bar. So you're going to have 8 total. And then once that is done, we're going to insert that into the hole. So one thing I do want to tell everyone is I am a cheap ass, so I did not want to get a blanket, but reuse that box and put it on there so that way you don't scratch up the coating on the bottom. Next, we're going to open up the bag with the Allen key. Then we're going to put those screws in here and there. I went ahead and put the other 4 on, but you're going to want to put these clamps with the square side up. So that's it. Now for this part, you are going to wedge the Thule piece between where the clamps are. I've already done 4 of them, but with this screw, see if I can get it to, you'll see that at the bottom, it's very squared underneath the head. So you're gonna line that up with the top part. And then you've got this rubber washer in between. So it'll go right onto the head here. Yep. Okay. Then you're gonna put this, I have no idea what the hell you call it, but the bottom end of the screw is going to go into this, and you just tighten it up underneath. Now this next part, we're going to put this guy on. I've already went ahead and put 3 of them. They need to be about 20 inches apart. So in this case, this is going to face outward. Let's go ahead and put that on, and bear with me. Okay, and that's as close as possible. I am not going to align these 100% yet, so until it goes onto the actual rack on the roof. Now this next part, you're going to want to put this bracket on here, and you'll put these 2 screws together. Sorry, this screw and washer. But you don't want to tighten that because you still want to give it enough like wiggle room, and then you can make your adjustments for there. Now this next part, you're going to want to take this piece and slide it in. Now I already went ahead and did that to the other sides. So for this part, where I just slid those little things into the rail, the screws, they're gonna go in here. And this is where we're going to have to line it all up. Easiest way I just thought of is on the other side, insert those first, but then for this part, I already went ahead and put it in on here. So I can leave this
as a way to slide in first and then lift the other side up and then put the other tabs in. So hopefully this works, and we'll try it out.
Make sure that when you are putting this rack on, if you're doing it by yourself, and again, if you're a dumbass like me, put some towels onto the crossbars, so that way you're not scratching or marring the finish. Now I went ahead and lined everything in on this side and slid in. I'm going to take this cap off because I just needed it to hold that little T thing in place. I'll show you on the other side. This is why I did not decide to like bolt everything down completely or tighten everything. So that way you have room for adjustments. As you can see right here, this is why I went ahead and did it that way. I put the other 2 T screws and slid them in. And then that way I can kind of line this up. Cool, now we can start sliding this around and get it centered and do some final measurements before I tighten everything up. All right, we're gonna put the washer over this and try to tighten this in. Now we're still just slightly going to put this over because we still need to adjust. So we're not 100% there yet. It has a little bit of wiggle room. So now I'm pretty OCD, so I'm about 7.5 inches. I've already locked the other side down. Now the next step is to tighten those 2 screws down and then turn the knob to get it level. So that will be the process for all 4 sides. Now the next step is we're going to install the weather strip. So you're looking at it from top to bottom. The flat side is going to be on the top. I'm giving it a little thread, but now that it's through, we're just going to push this until it can't go anymore. And then you're going to take a blade and cut right there, right at the edge. All right, this side's already zipped up. We're going to push this in. It's going to stop right there, but what will happen is you want to turn this key all the way. Now you can shut that. Now, one thing I noticed that when you are inserting the weather strip, you want to massage it in, but I had to unloosen this so I can lift it up and I can tuck it underneath. Now the next part is you're going to tuck underneath this bracket and then go all the way through to the end. Now, take your time. You're going to really have to massage these into the crevice. Once you get to the end, then you can start to thread it through, and it's always good to cut a little bit more than you need. Now that we have that weather strip all tucked in, everything's tightened down, we're good to go. Now there is another option that you can use, and if you notice that there's 2 little divots there, you get 3 different C-clamps. But in this case, it's not needed just because there is already that middle slot where this threads onto. So we should be good to go. The last part is putting the plastic trim over this. The way to get this on is right here. There's a little divot. And if you see right here, there's a little hook. So then you're going to swing around. Actually, this is probably not the best way. There we go. That is in place. What you're going to do is you're going to take this screw and thread it in. Last piece, and now it's locked in. Won't come out. I am done. So that's what the vehicle looks like. And those are the new 1552 wheels. I've got the base camp package to do, but like I said earlier, I am going to reserve that for another day. This actually took a few hours as well, so I'm tired and I'm going to bed. It is midnight and I have spent way too long on this car. So subscribe to the channel, stay tuned for the next video, and I'll see you soon.